What's new, crew? My name is Cassandra. Welcome to my channel if you are new. Today we are talking once a month meal plan. Grab a drink, grab a snack, hang out, or just prop me up while you're making dinner. We're just going to be talking about some things. So heading into July is when things really start to shift here on the homestead front of things. I know not everybody follows me for homesteading things. It's a lot more of the food, budgeting, once a month grocery hauls, once a month meal plans, and the cooking videos that I do. So this is when things kind of really start to merge for me, because you're gonna watch my grocery budget plummet and we're gonna be eating way more out of the garden and things that I am not buying because they're coming fresh out of the garden. I'm going to be buying things for preserving purposes, things like vinegars and spices and things for different canning recipes that I need to be able to can and store things for a year. I will also take that budget that normally I would be saving, and I'm not spending things on like fresh fruit or fresh vegetables, things that are growing here on the property. I will be taking that money and I'm still spending it, but I'm buying things in bulk and kind of sticking things away up on the shelf. This is where I already made my meal plan and put in my Walmart grocery order just to put everything in my cart just to see where I was sitting budget wise. And I am buying some things for back to school, like snack wise, and things that we throw in lunch boxes that I can buy and stick up high on a shelf. And I'm sure we will get into it. There's still a couple weeks left of summer, a couple months left of summer. But I'm gonna start thinking about those things, those long-term food items, just kind of buying things and sticking them up. I always try to think a little bit ahead, and that's usually the things that end up saving me in the long run. If you have been following me for the last couple months, you know that in April, we had the worst power outage in Wisconsin state history. My area was the worst affected area to my knowledge, and we were without power for 8 days. It was really, really bad, and I haven't talked about this on camera since, but we have also had 2 more power outages since then from other storms where we have been without power for 2 days or 3 days in certain areas. So it really changes the way you think about food and storing food and all things, supplies, medical supplies, emergency supplies, water, all of that sort of stuff, when you can't just turn the faucet on and water comes out. So being without power, being off grid when you live on grid for a week at a time or 2 or 3 days at a time can be very difficult. So I'm taking the opportunity now where I have the extra grace in my budget to buy some of those things that maybe normally I wouldn't have room in my budget for, and to stick them away. That way, if and when that situation ever happens again, we are prepared. Thankfully, that's what saved not only my household during that time, but also we were able to help neighbors and family. We kind of all came together and we're like, okay, what do you need? What do you have? Can we all come together? What do we need to hand out? And what do people need to borrow? And it was really crazy, but we all made it through. July is when things really start coming out of the garden. We're gonna have tomatoes, we're gonna have green beans, we already have snap peas. I'm already pulling bags and bags and bags of greens out of the garden. I just pulled this out of the garden yesterday, and this isn't even a quarter of what's out there. So much greens. We already did a second planting of spinach, so we'll have more spinach coming hopefully. Our chickens weren't laying well for a really long time, and they're getting older. We've had some chickens die on us recently, just of old age. Nothing crazy, but it does happen sometimes. It's kind of getting to that point where we have to replace these chickens. And for whatever reason, the last 2 days, we've gotten, you know, an egg from almost every single hen. So I don't know if it's kind of like the last hurrah for these chickens. So I was thinking we're gonna have to buy eggs. We're probably not gonna have to do that, but let's just hop into the meal plan. The meal plan is basically based off what's happening out there and the fact that I know that heading into July and August, I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in the kitchen preserving. I'm not gonna have a lot of brain power or time to make really big dinners like we do kind of in the winter time. I know that my kitchen's gonna be full of produce. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in here, and at the end of the day, I'm not gonna wanna have to cook a big meal or an elaborate from scratch meal and clean that up on top of cleaning up all the preserving that's gonna be happening in here. It's just not gonna be something that I wanna do. So meals are very simple, very easy. We do have a couple meals that are maybe a little bit more from scratch or zhuzhi, if you will. We're gonna do a chicken salad. We've been doing this, I don't want to say once a week, but probably once a week. It's just a really easy, great meal. My husband's a tradesman. He works outside most days. I think right now he's in a building. It changes day to day. Sometimes he's outside, sometimes he's in the AC. Most times he's not, and he does not always want to come home to a really hot, heavy meal. So we've been doing a lot of chicken salad. It's also really great for him to bring to work, light on him for lunch. So we're loving chicken salad, and once again, it's really great because we can just go out to the garden, grab whatever's fresh, either throw it in the chicken salad or have it as a side for the chicken salad. We're gonna do Big Mac sliders. I did these a couple months ago. Everybody loved them. We had no leftovers. So I think I'm going to double it, and then we'll have leftovers for the next day for lunches. We're gonna do a club sandwich. I've never done one of these before for dinner, but I recently perfected my potato wedge recipe, and now everybody here really likes it. It took me about 6 months or so to really figure out the potato wedge in the oven for us, and they're absolutely fantastic. We love them. I have a video where I made them. I will link that video down below for you guys if you're interested in that. So we're doing a lot of sandwiches paired with whatever's fresh out of the garden or homemade potato wedges, something like that. Potato wedges are not hard to get done. They'll be something that I can really easily prep. Or if I am really busy on a day here in the kitchen with preserving, I can always have my oldest daughter come out here, and she knows how to cut the potato wedges, and we can get them soaking in water and just kind of like set it and forget it until later in the day. We're gonna do sloppy joes. Last year during canning season, I canned like 22 pints of homemade sloppy joe mix. Absolutely fantastic. I'm pretty sure I filmed that. If I can find that video, I'll link it down below. Maybe something to add to your canning like wish list or ideas list for the season. I had never done it before, and it is fantastic. I made mine kind of specialty for ground venison, or like a mix of ground venison and ground beef, but we've done it with ground beef. It is just as good. It's absolutely delicious. So we're going to be doing those. I'm gonna do a crock pot pulled pork taco. I made these a couple months ago. Once again, I'm pretty sure I have a video on this. I will link that one down below as well. We did that with some fresh tortillas. Absolutely delicious. And the good thing is I have a lot of pork in my freezer right now. It's a really big piece of pork. We can get that in the crock pot, set it and forget it on a really busy day, come in and have dinner kind of set and ready for us, and whatever leftovers we have, we can either eat as leftovers, or I can take that meat, put it in a Ziploc bag, and get it down in the chest freezer and just pull that meat out for later meals if that is what we want to do. We're gonna do a cowboy pasta salad and burger. We do a lot of pasta salads in the summer. Once again, light, fresh, easy. And the thing I love about pasta salads is I can prep a really big bowl of pasta salad and keep it in the fridge, and that'll keep in the fridge all week long. We'll eat off that one pasta salad all week, have it for sides, for lunches, for dinners. We'll just pull it out. Whoever wants a scoop can have a scoop. Coming in from the garden, or like today, we spent all morning at the beach, came home just in time to lay the baby down for a nap. Everyone's having some quiet time. Kids are hungry. I can scoop them up a little pasta salad. They can have a bowl of that while they kind of sit. So we love our pasta salads. I also just prepped a bunch of burger patties. I filmed that. That video went up earlier this week. I also just prepped a bunch of burger patties earlier this week. That video just went up. I can link that down below for you as well. Lots of videos gonna be down below. And all I have to do is pull those out of the freezer. We can throw them on the grill, throw them in the stove, whatever we want to do, however we want to cook it. And it's gonna be good to go. We're also gonna do wraps of some sort. This could be grilled chicken wraps. These could be lunch meat wraps, BLT wraps. We just take some sort of meat, cheese, whatever is fresh out of the garden, put it in a tortilla, wrap it up. Now we could do tater tots with that for a side. We can pull out that pasta salad that's left over in the fridge. It's a really easy made side. You're seeing how we kind of like to plan things for the summertime, at least these couple of months where things get really busy. We are also going to be doing a baked, it's a cheesy $1 million baked chicken with some of those potato wedges. I found the $1 million baked chicken off of Pinterest. Looked very good. I have a lot of cream cheese in the fridge right now. I also have some cream cheese in the freezer that's been down there a little bit too long. If I'm being completely honest, I think it's been down there since Christmas time. I want to get that out, use it up, and this is a good way to do that. We are also going to do a rigatoni bolognese. We've done this meal for about a year or so. Very easy, very good. It's a one-pot dinner, which I absolutely love. It is fantastic, and I like this so much because you can mix out your proteins. You can do Italian sausage, you could do ground beef, you could do a mix of this, that, and the other, ground venison. It is fantastic, really delicious. My family enjoys it, and it'll be really great because we can do it with a side salad. This is another thing that we'll prep at the beginning of the week. I'll prep a really big just salad with whatever's coming out of the garden. And I learned this tip that if you lay paper towels over your salad here in the container and then put the lid on, that paper towel will help soak up that condensation that can make your salad soggy, and it holds really well all week long. I wouldn't let it go past probably 5 days or 6 days, but just switching out that paper towel every day as you're kind of eating out of it, and it holds everything. I've done that with cucumbers and tomatoes and kind of those waterier vegetables, and they'll still stay crisp. Take whatever is prepped and in the fridge, pull that out as our side, and then just make our main dish, and it just saves me so much time and so much headache during this time of year. We're gonna do a foil dinner. I did this in June. Really easy. You just take your tin foil, you can put potatoes and carrots and onions and cabbage. You can put a burger patty in there, you can put some kielbasa in there, you can put a piece of chicken in there, whatever you want to do. Kind of put it in a tin foil ball, put it on your grill, close the grill, and just kind of let it steam with a little bit of butter in there. Absolutely delicious. No dishes required for this meal. Really easy. That's what we love, and it keeps all the heat outside, which is really good for those hot days. And I know that everybody in the Midwest is not used to the heat we've been having here. Really great. Cannot recommend this meal enough. It's really good and it's really easy. You can even do it with just regular hot dogs if you wanted, or you could do it with brats too. That would also be really good. I'm gonna do a chicken parm. I've made this once recently, just kind of testing it out, seeing how it went. It went over really well, so we're gonna do that. I'm trying to just get out of spaghetti. So we've done a lot of just plain spaghetti recently. We do some variety of spaghetti and tacos usually every single month, but this month I'm trying to switch it up. I feel like we've kind of been in a rut recently. Maybe not a rut, but we've had things that we've really been enjoying, and now it's getting to the point where we're all kind of ready to switch it up. So that's why we're doing like the pulled pork crock pot tacos, and then we're also going to be doing like the chicken parm. So we're just switching it up a little bit. We're going to do regular BLTs. We buy our pig usually once a year. We'll buy a whole pig, but this last year we get our pigs from our neighbors, and they asked if we would be willing to split our pig in half and do half in the spring and half in the fall, and we said no problem. So right now we only have half a pig, but BLT is lots of bacon in the freezer right now, so BLTs will be really great. We're gonna do a teriyaki chicken and pasta salad. Usually I will make a teriyaki pork chop and this Hawaiian pasta salad. If I remember, I'm saying I'll link all these things in the description box. I'm usually horrendous at remembering to link things. So if I'm saying I will link it in the description box and you look down there and you don't see it, just comment and I will either send you the link or I'll fix it in the description box. But there is a Hawaiian pasta salad that I found off of Pinterest. It's absolutely delicious, and that's what I like to pair with our teriyaki pork chops. So I'm just gonna switch that out for a teriyaki chicken because our pork chops are getting smaller and smaller in the freezer, like the stash of pork chops, and we're not gonna get our pig probably until September or October. So I want to stretch out that pork chop just a little bit longer. It's one of our favorite cuts of meat, so we go through it so quickly. So I'm just trying to save some of it. So we're gonna do a chicken this time. We're gonna do a creamy sausage and orzo skillet. We tried orzo in June, just kind of seeing how the family would like it, and it went off really well. The kids really liked it. My husband said it was delicious. I thought it was really good. We did it with salmon patties. So we're gonna do orzo a couple more times this month, and I found a couple different orzo meals, and maybe coming up probably once garden season is done, maybe October-ish, I can do a video on all of our favorite orzo dishes. I'm gonna do an orange chicken stir fry. I have a bottle of orange stir fry sauce. It's been sitting on my pantry shelf for a little bit too long. I don't usually buy store-bought dressings or mixes very often, but this is one that I think I found on sale. It was a really good price, so I just picked it up. But I kind of forget that I have it, and I just want to use it up. We'll take whatever's fresh out of the garden, we'll make a stir fry with some rice, and it'll be really great. I'll probably end up putting some chicken in either the Instant Pot or the crock pot with that orange chicken sauce, and just kind of let it go, set it and forget it, and come home and be able to make rice and saute up some veggies out of the garden. It'll be really quick and easy. We're gonna do pasties. This is a meal that takes a little bit more time, but it's something that I can prep. I could even do this the night before, stick my made pasties in the fridge and then just throw them in the oven. That might actually be something that we do maybe on a rainy day or a day where we can't be outside. We will just prep some pasties, put them in the freezer, and then on the day we want pasties, we can pop them in the oven or something. We'll see how that goes. We're gonna do a Hawaiian chicken. This meal we did grilled last month. Very easy, very delicious. I don't think I shared it, but it was really good, so we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do a turkey melt. Very simple, very easy, just some turkey lunch meat, some cheese. By the time I do this meal, I'm hoping that we have cucumbers coming out of the garden and tomatoes coming out of the garden, where we can just make a really deluxe turkey sandwich and then just kind of make a grilled cheese out of it. We're gonna do chimichangas. We haven't done chimichangas in a very long time, so we're gonna do that. And I'm hoping that with some of these things like the chimichangas, I can make maybe an extra meal's worth and get them in the freezer for easy lunches or easy dinners when things come up and I'm realizing that maybe canning got away from me and it's dinner time or it's getting close to dinner time, and I can just grab something and throw it in the oven. We're gonna do quesadillas. We're also gonna do a Cajun chicken orzo. We're gonna do a sweet and sour meatball. Earlier this week on Monday, a video went out where we were prepping things for the freezer for busy summer days ahead. And we made 2 different meatballs in that video. My plan is to not use those meatballs unless I absolutely have to. Could be a possibility, but I'm really trying to save those things for days when I really just forget and I need something and they're going to be there for me. We're gonna do Salisbury steaks. This is another one. I don't want to use those burger patties that I pressed. We're gonna do a pierogi, kielbasa, and some sort of veggie. I want to do this like a sheet tray dinner, just kind of dump it all in the sheet tray and throw it in the oven. I don't know if my kids have ever had pierogies, at least not that they remember. I know we used to buy them back in our Fort Drum days. We would get pierogies, but I really think it's been that long, probably going on 5 or 6 years since we bought pierogies, which sounds crazy. I've never made them. Maybe eventually it'll be something that I will kind of dive into and kind of teach myself how to make, but I found a pretty decent deal. I mean, it was kind of pricey. It hurt my soul to add them to the cart, but it was $11 for 40 pierogies from Walmart. They're on rollback right now, but I still have like 7 or 8 days before I go grocery shopping. So by the time I go grocery shopping and I hit checkout on my cart, that rollback might no longer be a thing. So we will see. We're also gonna do a chicken garlic rice, crunch wraps. That brings us to 26 meals. So for meals 27 through 31, we're either going to do homemade pizzas or homemade strombolis, calzones, something like that. Typically we will do a homemade pizza something every Friday. It's kind of a tradition that we started back probably in 2020 when I first was learning how to make things from scratch, and I learned how to make pizza crust. It was kind of just a thing. Every Friday we would clean the house, or I would clean the house when my school-aged kids are at school. I would make the pizza doughs, and then when they got off the bus, we would make homemade pizzas, have homemade pizzas for dinner, and that tradition is just kind of stuck. It's something that the kids look forward to, and they like being able to try different pizza combinations, especially as, once again, all the fresh things are coming out of the garden, all the fresh tomatoes and the fresh peppers, lots of yummy things we can throw on the pizzas. But thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me and listen to my large family July meal plan. I hope that this maybe gave you some ideas and helped you come up with your meal plan. I'm trying to do better at getting these filmed and up before the end of the month so that you guys can use these to help your own meal plans. I've gotten a couple comments like that, so I'm trying to do better at that, but it doesn't always happen. I hope wherever you are, your coffee is cold, the sun is shining, and I will see you guys in the video. Bye.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust.